Hi, everyone. So, one of the things that I wanted to do was talk about AI tonight. I have been playing with it a little bit to generate images for a book cover that my father described to me. And I ended up finding this really cool site. Thought it had a couple of interesting features that I wanted to share with you. Great. So, one is called Imagine Art, but literally the website is imagine.art. So you can Google it, you can look for it, but the site is imagine.art, not .com. And it has some pretty cool features. I can actually come in and make 50 images every 24 hours at this particular site. Some of the other ones allow you to do 5. Okay, so this is fun. And I did actually get some good images from this that I saved. The cool thing that I like about this particular, the real time feature, is that you can actually render, and 50, trust me, 50 tokens, 50 images a day is a lot. But if you're really trying to hone something and you're just going and going and going and going and then saving them and stuff like this, it's a lot. But what I found was if you really got on a roll and you really started getting close to what you were doing and you started running out of tokens. When I started doing this, I only had 29, 30 tokens, I guess, the day I was doing it. And today it's 50. I don't know why. Maybe it's the weekend or something. This I don't know. But it's 50 tokens today. But I had 30 and I had 29, and then they were slowly diminishing. So when I came into this real-time generation, what I noticed was if I got an image that I really liked, all I had to do was right click and save it. And it would save the image and it would not take a token. So you can actually get more images generated and saved for reference if you do that the real time and right click it and save it. So we're going to try this again. So woman from the back wearing a 19 style. Oh, whoa. Then 40s. I don't even know, but that's going to be 1940s style dress walking in a graveyard holding the hand of a 2-year-old boy. There we go. Who is wearing short pants. Let's see. We'll try the 1940s style short pant suit. Let's try that. Let's see. Let's be some. I like the image of this woman from the back. I like the length of her dress, her hair. This is supposed to be an image of my grandmother after my grandfather died in World War II. And this is her visiting the graveyard and bringing her son, which is the son of the soldier that was killed, along with her before she remarries and forms a new family. Now, one of the things that you'll notice kind of interesting about AI, and I suppose they'll fix it in the future, I can do a zoom, an actual zoom. It's supposed to be zooming closer, but it's just making the words bigger. So back to 100%. One of the things that you'll notice is this hand over here. I really can't generate hands very well yet. This is holding a boy's hand, but I'm sure that if I could zoom in there, you would not be able to recognize your hand. So if you're ever looking at an image and wondering if it's AI, and sometimes you can look at the hands, that is sometimes a big giveaway. So let's see what else we can change in this image to try to get this boy into a proper, okay, short pants suit, 1940s. Let's just put suit and see what it gives us. Great. Suit with jacket. Now you'll notice when I say dark jacket, you still have the little boy. You still have a woman. It's changed the woman's dress to a dark dress. It's given her a purse in that hand that was kind of messed up looking before. And she is still holding the hand of the boy, but as you'll notice, now he looks more like he's wearing a dress instead of a suit. So Let's still try to see if we can change something in here. Just remove style and see what it changes to. Do with your jacket, do with shorts and work jacket. So again, it gets back to the shirt. In this case, it has suspenders on it, but one of the suspenders seems like it's down or broken or something. Her purse is gone. Her dress is dark. So why AI makes these choices to change, not to just leave what you already have that you're happy with and just make the change that you're asking it to do, no clue. But here, let me demonstrate. If you see up here, I still have my 50 tokens. I have 40 minutes left to render my images and 50 images to render on this particular site. But if I right click it, save them as, and I can save this image. So what I'm going to end up having to do, I think, for this book cover, and again, let's say that I tell it woman wearing in a graveyard. Let me go ahead and cut this off and put woman in the distance. You'll notice that it does not respond to that at all. She pretty much stays in the exact same place that she was before. It does not move her into the distance. It does not pull anything closer. It changes her style. It changes her hair, but it does not move her in the distance. So what's going to end up happening here is I'm going to have to do these images and then our songs who is 2 years old. Suit. Sure. The child reappears. Back. You can't get him into a jacket for some unknown reason. Now you'll see again, they've changed the boy. Boy has gotten smaller. He's now wearing different color pants. He's still wearing suspenders. He's not holding her hand anymore. And I didn't change anything having to do with the boy. It's possible if you change sites and they have different references, they can come what it is that you're looking for. But right now it appears that what I'm going to have to do is take the images that are references and then put them into a larger canvas that can work more as a book cover. And then sort of paste these images in either digitally or physically, them out, cut them out, paste them in, photograph that, and try to make that work. Let's have a little bit more fun. I also needed to have a 1940s car with a man standing inside it in a graveyard with an American flag. You're seeing it's just like scenarios. Here you can see this guy's face is messed up. It's like 2 or 3 different images that are conglomerated together. I'm just going to add one more word. There we well, his face came back for a second, and now it's a completely different man. Let's see, overcast, outside the gate. Sometimes the man's completely disappeared. And sometimes too, what's funny is that I said outside the gate, the man disappears, there's no gate. Sometimes what's funny too is that the more that you add to it, it completely changes it. Or as it's changing it, you see the image that you want, and then it continues to keep changing it. And then you're like, wait, go back to that one. So I don't know. We could have some fun here. Everybody loves kittens. Let's do something with kittens. Playing with, what do we want them to be playing with? A ball crow. A dolphin. So anyway, you can see that this is a really fun site, a really fun program. And when you're using this particular feature where it's rendering in real time, then you get the opportunity to see it happen very quickly and use your tokens. And then you can also, I'm not sure what the V2 image, let's see what this feature is. So over here, you can see that you also can choose your style. Let's try paper cut. It's one I haven't seen. This might be kind of interesting. Where do you draft? Smiling, wearing suit. See what happens. The other thing that I find amazing is that it just randomly puts stuff in sometimes. This is pretty close. There's the graveyard, and it does have sort of more white stones like you would see in the Arlington graveyard in Virginia for the veterans. This looks more like a boy to some degree, although this jacket is a little odd, but there is short pants. She's got the dress on. So this is kind of close. But this over here, what's going on? Here's a man with 3 children. None of what I asked for, except for the graveyard, is essentially in this image. So I think that that's kind of interesting, is that you can have things that are super random. I also don't understand why that costs 6 tokens basically to generate those images. Oh, here's another thing. You can generate them 1 at a time, or you can generate them 4 at a time. And we're gonna hit the generate and see what comes up with. It also did not do it in paper cut style. So I guess that there's no image, there's no references, I guess, for it to actually use that or create something like that. Now, 5 years from now, I might be eating my words. I guess that in this case, they've done paper style of the trees and whatever this is that's going on back here. I don't know why there's a random boy on the other side pointing to something to 2 children in the foreground. That again is nothing what I asked for other than the graveyard. So let's go ahead and try different styles. I guess it's chosen book cover. Whoops. Go that went. Book cover and just hit generate and see what happens. You can also change your aspect ratio. So for example, if we wanted to go, this would be something closer to, this would be something closer to a book cover. Well, that's not too, a little on the cartoonish side, but yeah, looking a little bit like, more like a, we could choose this ahead of time. We could choose this and make it more obvious and then generate. Yeah, I'm not really sure. I guess you can just regenerate what you asked for. This is obviously not a woman, not an address. So I don't know if you continue to generate, if it'll eventually be some closure asked. But it is always fun to do this because you have no idea what you're going to get. And sometimes you really get horrific looking, really messed up. Okay, then. Now we have twin women with a boy wearing a jacket and in short pants. Perfect. That's what we're needing. But somehow one has a boyfriend and the other one doesn't. Woman from the back in a 1940s style dress in a graveyard holding. I haven't changed those. Bring the hand. One boy in a suit. You got that part right. Little short pants. I'm gonna put overcast. I don't want this to be looking a little bit more gray and somber, not so bright and sunny. And again, I don't know why this cannot seem to render a woman. I'm gonna put a woman. A woman. Okay, now we have a woman with 2 men and a boy. The boy looks good in his jacket with his short pants, but now the widow has just got a whole bunch of boyfriends coming around. We finally got a woman in the picture, but we cannot seem to excise these men. And ironically, I asked for the man a long time ago in a completely different image. So I'm going to go ahead and try to see if that changes it. Back to the man. Can't get a woman in this picture. I don't understand why. Let's see what happens if we pick a different art style and actually get some female in here. Let's try artistic. Check the book and kind of make sure we have all. So all the stuff I'm saying. Wow, what's really thinking about those? Now that's a nice image. A little too modern as far as the next. in 40s, with this like a suit. Again, his hand is very odd. It's too long, but it's realistic, like a photograph. And I actually had told it to do artistic, but I like the aspect ratio of that. I really wish it could be off to the side so that I could use the other half of it could be on one side so that you could use it as a book. Or style vector art sketch. Let's try sketch because maybe I could get something and then just fill it in and paint it. Wow. So this is where a good example, I wasn't going to go find it, but this is a good example. Let's go horribly wrong. These poor people's faces are just a little on the warped side. And then for some unknown reason, she looks more like she's carrying a whip or some grass in her hands. Her other hand is very odd. She looks like she's putting grass on the kid's head. He looks like he's carrying grass. It's very odd. And it doesn't look like sketch at all. So anyway, I can play with this thing endlessly, or at least until I run out of tokens, I guess. Again, if you're using this here, where this was the V2, the text to image V2 tool, this is the one that's eating up your tokens. 15 tokens here. The real-time generation allows you to go ahead and generate in real time. And then if you look what you're seeing, you can go ahead and right click and save it. And that way you get a lot more images you don't have to use up all your tokens for. They do have other tools here, and I'm not an affiliate for this particular site. It's just something that I found. So that is my tour of Imagen. And it's imagine.art. Not .com, .art. You can go on, you can do real-time generation and save the images. That way it gives you a chance to generate sorts of images if you're looking for reference material. As I said, when making this book cover, I'm probably going to have to take the images that I'm generating and then use them only for reference and bring in other elements and kind of conglomerate it all together somehow to generate the final product. So in future or upcoming episodes, I'll show you more of the pieces of the puzzle and then finally work through the whole book cover at some point. Okay. So anyway, thanks for popping in, checking out this tool. I had tried it previously, but also for me to get a chance to see if I came up with something I really fell in love with, and didn't happen. Also was surprised again by how random some of this stuff the AI does. It makes it exciting to go in and work on a project because as you're generating those images, you really don't know what you're going to end for. So it's kind of fun to do that. But anyway, I appreciate you tuning in. I appreciate you watching. Thanks.